time again for another installment of The Basics, and I'm answering another question on this episode. And that question is, how much of a CCG to buy when you first started? A lot of new players are intimidated by not so much the prices of the CCG, but the amounts that the cards come in, and they're just unsure how to start off. So I'm going to show you that today. Now, you might have thought I would have done this episode a long time ago, but the question's never come up until now. And I'm going to use my X-Files CCG collection to illustrate what you should do. Now, most CCGs, especially the early ones, they came out and they had 60 card starter decks and anywhere from 15 cards to 9 cards in a booster pack. Now, a lot of CCGs had always advertised you could play straight out of the box from one 60 card starter deck. That is simply not the case. Even games like Magic the Gathering, that is one of the easiest CCGs to play, there's just not enough cards to make a pool to build a deck from. So one of the things I've always recommended over the years is you buy one starter deck and 4 boosters. That will give you a sufficient pool to build a small deck of maybe 60 cards and give you a feel for the game. What you do after that is you get one game under your belt with your brand new deck and you go from there. So because you only have a pool of say 120 cards at the most, chances are you're going to lose your first game. That's almost a given. It's what you do after that that counts. So you started off with a starter and 4 boosters. The next thing to do is to get 4 more boosters. Now there's no upper limit. You could buy more than 4. But as a second purchase, I don't recommend any less than 4 because that gives you an influx of almost 60 cards or at 60 cards depending on the game you're playing. And if that doesn't already help you enhance the deck you've built, you might be able to start a second one or mix and match cards and turn that first deck into a second deck. You really need a decent pool of cards to start with. And I'm going to address one other thing that some people will tell younger players, and it's truly false, is you'll see some players, and I don't know why people do this, it really pisses me off, is that you'll see some veteran players will go and tell a younger player, yeah, you want to get into this, buy 2 60 card boxes, no problem. That is the dumbest piece of logic in CCGs. A lot of 60 card starter decks contain almost the exact same cards across most of the games. There might be 1 or 2 different rares and a few different uncommons in each box, but all the commons are the same. A lot of the core cards are the same. It's a very bad idea to buy 2 60 card starter boxes right off the bat. Buy one 60 card box and 4 boosters, 5 or 6 if you want, but that is the benchmark and it'll give you an upfront decent pool of cards to start play with. Another big no-no is a lot of players will jump into a card game when it already has a few expansions, and instead of focusing on one expansion, like buying 4, 5, or 6 boosters in one expansion, they'll buy 2 from each one. Why? That actually hurts your chances of maintaining a better pool of cards to start the game with, because no 2 expansions are the same. There's different cards, there's new card types, they do different things. Stick with one expansion first, then move your way into the others. Don't just buy a pack here, a pack there. That's dumb. Don't ever do that. Okay? Have a great day, everybody.